Yes, yes, yes. We give you the glory and the praise, O most holy Sinini Nanini, even the spirit that moved upon the water. We thank you for all that you've done. We thank you for our chastisement. Some of us, we've learned a lesson that we obey your commandments, ordinances, and statutes. Some of us, we haven't learned yet. We still lost. We're still lost in the oppressor's twisted doctrine. Yes, yes, yes. We see you as different. Some of us, we have half of what you would show us and then half of the oppressor's doctrine. But oh, most holy Sanini Nainini, we ask you to deal with our hearts, that we might turn to you, our creator, our king. There is no other king beside you. There's no other creator beside you. Beside you, there is no savior. Yes, and you change not. And we give you the glory and the praise for that. We ask you to teach us your way and cause us to rise up and defeat our oppressor and those who have caused us to err, even in your word and your way. And we ask you to deal with us that we might become studious and industrious, and that we might want to learn education, and our children may become strong and mighty to make mighty armies, mighty industries, and even innovative in the things that they create, that we might be of some competition in this world. Yes, well, they had their foot on our necks for a long time, O most holy Sanini Nainini. But we ask you to deal. Give us a new mind, a new heart, even that which is righteous before you. And we thank you for all things. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're in Deuteronomy chapter 12, the 12th chapter of Deuteronomy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, those of you on TikTok and YouTube. I'm T. Clay 213 on TikTok and Mr. Clay on YouTube. And Facebook, just Tyrone Clay. Okay. Now, Deuteronomy chapter 12, 12th chapter of Deuteronomy. And these are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the I am thy God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it all the days that ye live upon the earth. There's no change with that. Leave it there. Okay? We shall utterly destroy all the places therein, the nations which ye shall possess, serve their gods upon high mountains and upon hills and under every green tree. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. Let me tell you something. All other so-called this is not an Abrahamic religion. This is a Shemitic religion. A Shemite declaration. This comes from Noah. It comes from Seth. And Abraham had pleased God that he inherit the promise. It comes down through generations. This is just not one man's thing. It's not many man's thing, but it's God things that he's done through many men. Many men didn't write one book. There's one book at a time, and there's only one writer per book. Islam will tell you that, you got too many writers. No, it's only one writer per book. You tell them what I said. There's not many. This is a deception. And that deception is demonic. How can you say such a thing in your own book regurgitates the things that are said in the books that book contains? The only book I see that is really off track is what they call Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and all the other letters that they wrote. Yes, they have some truth that they've got gleaned out of the Bible, but yet there's a lot of false doctrine and stuff that calls men to be enslaved and ashamed. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods, destroy the names of them out of that place. Ye shall not do so unto the I am your God. But unto the place which your God shall choose out of all the tribes, and put his name there, even unto his habitation, ye shall seek thither, and thou shalt come. Thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithe and heave offerings and your hand and your vows and your free will offerings and firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the I am your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that you put your hand unto, and ye shall and your households therein, wherein the I am thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Every man whosoever is right in his own eyes, for ye are not as yet come to the rest, to the inheritance which the I am, the Lord your God, giveth you. There remain a rest to the Bantu. There remain a rest to Israel. There remains a rest to the stranger that will join him or herself, to the children even of the Bantu. Yes, I said it. All else is false. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you look at it. Even Christianity, false. But when you go over Jordan and dwell in the land which the I am your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you the rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safely, then there shall be a place which the I am your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Wherever the name of the Most High is, there is freedom. There is liberty. There is anointing. There is joy, 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 joy. You Christians think you have some joy. You ain't had no joy. You don't know the joy of the Lord. You just have a feeling. A feeling. Yes. Dwell there thither. I'm talking about that joy that David felt when the Spirit of God came upon him, when the Ark of the Covenant was behind him and it was coming into his place where the name of the Most High is, but the name of the Most High is on the Ark of the Covenant. When you have God's law, your hearts become the Ark of the Covenant, and there is nothing but joy. I ain't talking about that fake Christian joy or that hoop and holler of other religions. I'm talking about that real joy that comes with the law. He said, blessed is he that read the law in Psalms chapter 1. I'll put it that way. He said, and on his law doth he meditate both day and night. He shall be as a tree planted by the rivers. And as the song says, ye shall not be moved. Day and night, he said. He said, and there shall be a place, in verse 11, which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither ye shall bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithe, and have heave offerings, and your hand of your hand, and all your choice vows, which ye vow unto the I am. You shall rejoice before the I am, and ye and your sons. No, this wasn't no boredom. He said, rejoice. Because you know with obedience to God there is joy. He said, and your men servants and your maid servants and the Levite that is within your gates, for as much as ye have no part inheritance with you. Take heed therefore thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest. In other words, I got a place for you to do it. That's what God is saying. But in the place which the I am shall choose in one of thy tribes, thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and thou shalt do all that I command thee. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates. He said, no, you can have meat, yes. Whatsoever thy soul lusteth or desireth after, according to the blessing of the I am thy God, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and of the hart. He said, I got you. He said, you can eat unclean men, clean men. You can eat the roebuck. You can use deer. That's what he's talking about. Only ye shall not eat the blood. Ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. In other words, you don't get the bloody steak. Some of you have blood sausages. Yes, you do. That's an abomination unto the Most High. Thou mayest not eat within thy gate the tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, or thy oil, or the firstlings of thy herd, or of thy flock, or any of thy vows which thou vowest, nor thy free will offer. He ain't talking about money. He was talking about food. Stop giving them preachers your money. It's okay if you want to build a place of worship. That's not the house of God. Your heart. Thy free will offerings, heave offerings, Now, if you want to build a place where you can worship and fellowship, that's okay. But the fact is, the tithe is holy. That belongs to the Levites. That's given to the Levites, and you don't have no Levite. Oh, Jesus is the high priest. No, he ain't. That's what they said. No, he ain't. God says you shall become a kingdom of priests and kings. Yes, that's what he said. Nor thy free will offerings, heave offering of thy hand, but thou must eat them before the I am thy God in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, and thou and thy sons and thy daughter and thy manservant, thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within their gates. And thou shalt rejoice before the I am thy God in all that thou puttest thy hand to. Where is it in the Old Testament or any other testament that says he was made a priest after the order of Melchizedek, when God made priests after the order of Levi? That changed. God changed that. There's no change with your Isis that says he was high priest. No. The prophet. Take heed to thyself that thou forsake not the Levite as long as thou livest upon the earth. When the I am shall enlarge thy brothers as he has promised thee, thou shalt say, I will eat flesh because my soul longeth to eat flesh. Thou mayest eat flesh whatsoever thy soul lusteth or desireth after. If the place which the I am thy God hath chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then thou shalt kill thy herd of thy flock which the I am hath given thee, as I've commanded, and thou shalt eat in thy gates whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Even as the roebuck in the hart is eaten, so shalt thou eat them. In the unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. In other words, it doesn't matter. A stranger can come, which we would be unclean, or those that have touched unclean things. They can eat of it. That's what he's saying. Now, only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life thereof, that thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. Yes, thou shalt not eat it. Thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water. Thou shalt not eat it, that thou might go well with thee and with thy children. See, some of you are eating blood, and you wonder why it's not. See, the heathen going to eat the blood. They're going to eat that raw steak. They're going to eat blood sausage. These are just some of you think white, but no, you have to look. Look at all those in different countries that drink and eat blood. That's an abomination to the I am. And that's why you're in trouble now. Thou shalt not eat it, that it might go well with thee, he says. Only thy holy things which thou hast and thy vows shalt thou take, and go into the place which the I am shall choose. Verse 26. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of I am thy God. And the blood of thy sacrifice shall be poured upon the altar of the Lord, of the I am thy God. And thou shalt eat the flesh. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it might go well with you, with thee, and with thy children forever. When thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the I am thy God, when the I am thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee. Now this is going to happen in this day. God's going to cut off this nation, O Israel, Bantu, from before you. It is written and it is done. I don't care what you say. Yes, I don't care how they fear or how they want to keep their foot on your neck. They can't stop it. After that, they be destroyed from before thee, that thou inquire not after their gods. And they'll stop going after their gods. Stop going after their witchcraft. Stop going and after these old Egyptians' false things that you say. No. I was talking with somebody about that today. Egypt. The biggest thieves ever. The ones that you see now are not Egyptians. No, just ignore that. Now the spirit of Egypt is trying to cause and bring in the bind to even unto these things that are hideous before God. Sexual acts and witchcraft and demons. Yes, they can do these things. And then they tell you, can your God do this? Didn't they say that the same thing to Moses? But God hid his face. You're being tried. Come on here. Turn to the Lord, even the Most High, your God, and zombies. Now with all these nations serve their God, even so I will do likewise. Thou shalt not do unto the I am thy God for every abomination to the I am which he hateth. God hates these things. But the world sees the sense in it because that's the way their mind are deceived by these devils. You have to remember in Jubilees chapter 15, verse 31 through 30 through 31. These are, God even says, these are they to draw you away from him. He put it there to test you. That's the only reason they're living, even the nations. Now, they have done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters, they have burnt in the fire to their gods. They give us human sacrifice. So what God is going to give a man for a human sacrifice for your sin? Get a life. Yes, please. And what things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereunto nor diminish from it. And so they said in Revelation. All right. And with that, I'm going to say, peace. Yeah.